Southern Vangard Radio. This is DJ John Doe, and to the left of me is my man.
Yeah, Lord Tulane Chino, fresh off them Memphis streets. I made it to the studio, ample amount of time, and we good.
You did. You made it in more than ample time.
Hey man, when you do 80 plus miles per hour,
that lead foot.
Got to. I'm coming, man. I knew I was gonna get here. What's up, homie? Good to be here, man.
I left it out. Cappuccino me.
Yeah.
There we go.
Bo.
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm just, typical weekend.
A lot of leaves.
Dad life shenanigans. Yeah.
A lot of leaf raking.
Yeah, the missus and I did get out on Friday night, little date night, so that was cool.
That's good.
Saturday morning basketball game with my oldest son.
I saw a pic reflecting that.
Yeah, little pic.
Yeah.
And then the afternoon, like I told you, I think I spent 4 hours raking leaves on Saturday afternoon.
Talking about big bags of leaves.
Big bags, multiple bags.
Yeah.
We had the bags.
Ravioli bags.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, church today, and, here we are.
No doubt.
Heading into another week. What about you, man? You were in Memphis?
Yeah, a little impromptu trip. Had to go check on the family, man. I pull in, and I call my daughter, and she tells me they about to meet up with my mom. My mom doesn't know I'm coming. My daughter didn't know I was coming.
Oh, nobody knew you were coming.
No, so in one fell swoop, within 5 minutes of me being in Memphis, I see my mom, both my grandkids, my daughter. I picked my niece up from school.
Okay.
And we went and represented for my dad at National Cemetery.
For
Veterans Day.
Oh, for Veterans Day. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
So the kids put flowers out, and we got pictures and all
that.
Oh,
that's dope, man.
15 minutes of me being in Memphis, man. I took care of business, and that was all I need. I could have hopped back in the car and
drove
came
6-7 hours back to Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I was good, man. I was good. So it was much needed. Felt like I hadn't seen my mom in forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
okay.
Shit, look like I'm gonna be back up there next weekend, man. I got all kinds of time off.
Are you really?
Yeah. I my last day at work is Thursday the 16th.
This Thursday?
Yeah. So I'm off from the 17th until the 27th.
Oh Lord, you're gonna get in some trouble.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try not to, but that kind of downtime, son. Anything.
Oh Lord.
Anything. Like, so be on the lookout, goddamn
it. When you see Eddie Meeks walking down the street, just get the fuck out of the way, right?
Just run.
Just run.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, that sounds like you had a great weekend, man.
Yeah, it was cool. It was real cool.
Yeah, all right, good. Beautiful.
Family based, so
yes,
I
sir.
love it.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, well, before we get into business, we get down to business, I should say. If this is the first time you're tuning in because you're a fan of the gentleman that we have on the phone with us tonight.
And we know you are.
We know you are. This is Southern Vangard Radio. We drop twice a week. Tuesdays, it's a mix show. 90 minutes of myself cutting it up, scratching, jigging, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Meeks and I popping shit and just having a grand old time, and if it was anything like last week, Meeks is doing a Kaepernick pose and almost passed out. And it kind of gets crazy.
Yeah, we won't be doing any of that this week. If you would like to reminisce over that, just go back to episode 140.
Yeah, go back and listen to that.
This will be a new episode, so we're doing none of that. I hope.
And then on Thursdays, it's an interview session. So it could be with an MC, DJ, group, A&R, behind the scenes person, whatever it may be. Usually in the sphere of hip hop, if you will.
Absolutely.
The stuff that we enjoy. So if you like the music that we play on Tuesdays, more than likely you're going to enjoy those interview sessions. So
no doubt, one
way or the other, please go follow, share, like, subscribe, all that good shit on whatever platform it may be. SoundCloud, iTunes. Apple Podcasts now.
Yeah.
What else are we doing? Mixcloud. I said that already. Stitcher Radio.
Yep.
And we have a number of affiliates there, don't we, Mr. Meeks?
Yes. ATLHipHop.com, Return of the Boom Bap, WRBB, I Am Classic, RawRadio.net, all three of those right here in Atlanta.
Yes,
and
sir.
then we venture out to the West Coast with Soul Public Radio. And that covers it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we do have an interview tonight.
Hey, yo, next up. Next to snap a neck. Big ROCK.
Yo.
Send them seeds at 3. Come on, man.
You want to do the intro or me? You
man, you got it, man. I've been waiting to do that shit all day, man. God damn.
All right. Well, if you couldn't tell already, tonight, the one and only Rock of Heltah Skeltah.
Oh,
man.
Man.
Rock, are you there? Hello,
Rock,
caller? Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, exactly. We can. How are you, sir?
I'm chilling like a villain, man. I'm
Rock, just go ahead and say it, man. Oh, okay. I was about to say, go ahead and tell me I fucked that whole line up, man. It's cool. I just got a little excited,
you did all
man.
Right, man. You did all right, man. You did all right.
So Rock, you in the lab right now? You working on a joint?
Yeah. Nah, I'm in the crib right now working on a joint. I
okay.
I write. Like, often people ask me, they're like, yo, are you just walking around thinking of rhymes all day? And the answer is yes. Like, I don't know. A lot of people don't, but me, I do. Yeah, that's kind of how my brain works.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm in the crib right now working on something.
That's
all
dope.
right.
That's dope.
So big things this fall, Rock. The I didn't really think about it like this, but this is your solo LP was released this fall. I mean, after so many years of being in the game, you're
my first solo LP.
Yeah.
So how's that feel, man?
It doesn't seem like that to a lot of people, because if you're a fan, like if you're a real fan, then I mean an active fan, like then you've been following my movement and you've seen me do a lot of solo things. You know what I mean? So it doesn't seem like it's my for real first solo outing.
Right.
But it's just, because of the solo mixtapes and, and the Heltah Skeltah and the boot camp, it just creates a presence where you just think that it's just a foregone conclusion. But nah, this is the first actual solo album. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Nah, the work ethic, man, you can't sneeze at it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I guess, on the outside looking in, just the words first solo LP, it's kind of crazy because you've been around for a minute.
Nah, but it's not crazy to me because it means that to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it means that to me. And plus it means like, it's always been that. It's always been that important to me.
Okay. You
know what I mean? Like my first solo album, all of those things I did, I always was like, that was always stuff that, it was like you get to, I always treated a mixtape different than I treated an album.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Always. The album was always more special to me. And this being my first one was going to always be wild special to me. And then this being a dedication album to my partner, that was going to make, so it was all that and more to me.
Yeah. Rock, talk about the difference treatment wise, mixtape versus LP. That was it was interesting to hear you say that. What's your approach to both of those?
I mean, well, for the first and foremost, like logistically on mixtapes you have more freedom because of samples.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's one of the biggest differences for me. You know what I mean? Because, you of sample clearance. When you're doing mixtapes, you ain't really dealing with sample clearance. But when you're doing albums, that's a big issue you have to worry about.
Right.
But also, like, when you're doing mixtapes, well, when I do mixtapes, I can just black out. I can spit all of the dumbest shit that I want. You know what I'm saying? I can be completely ridiculously violent or whatever. I could spit like, 1,000 bars on a song if I so choose to. Like, I wouldn't really do that on my album. You know what I mean? On the album, I'm trying to paint a picture of my life at that time.
Okay.
Or at a given time frame.
Different time, maybe different points within your life. I got you.
Right, and I'm serious about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a serious individual. You know what I mean? Just in general, I'm a serious individual. I mean, like I not to say that I don't have a sense of humor. Like, you had to have a sense of humor. Like Sean Price was my partner. That nigga was the dumbest nigga ever.
You had,
right?
You had to have a sense of humor.
But overall, I was the serious one out of the two of us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, you know, with that in mind, like, you know, when I'm telling my stories, you know, I'm, you know, it's with me and P, it's like, and this is the first time I ever said this. I never thought of this like this before. But like, it's like with P, it's like a comedian telling a serious story. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's just way more. He's definitely the funny one out of the two of us. For me, it's just more like a serious dude telling a story that happens to be funny sometimes.
Okay.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Have you always been like that, Rock? Has that been your personality? I mean,
yeah. I mean, I was a grumpy ass kid. I was grumpy as hell. And I ain't have jokes as a kid. Like I rank your ass out now, but as a kid, like I didn't really have jokes. I was just a grumpy little nigga, always angry. You know what I mean? So most of the people that became my friends was funny niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause they for somehow, you know, they find the funny, you know, the funny bone push and, you know, that was the way through my grumpiness as a little nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking like 11, 12, grumpy.
Right. Just grown already. Just, you'd have thought he had 3 jobs or something. He just wasn't feeling
I
it.
had no job. My problems was in my crib. My mom's was I was like 11. It was like I served the 11-year bid. My mom's was real with it.
Life was just real. I got you. Yo, it's funny you mentioned that, Rock, because when we talked to P before he passed, may he rest in peace. We kind of touched on, you know, how you and him came to be, you know, partners and all that. He's like, he just, you know, when y'all was younger, he just remember you always being there. Couldn't really pinpoint a day and time. He just remember you are. He's like, I could pull out a photo album right now and look at birthday party pics, and Rock is right there at my shit. And you just said, you know, funny dudes, you know, kind of gravitated towards, you know, being in your presence or whatever. What was the main draw for you and P? Was it the sense of humor thing, or was it something else?
I mean, well, for one, like with P, it was all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it really was. It was definitely, like I tell you, all of my closest friends was always funny. Like if you see the dude that's around me the most at any given point in my life, the nigga is hilarious.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like at any given point in my life. You know, I just now did a quick brain scan. Like, at any point in my life, the nigga you see closest to me all the time is hilarious. You know what I mean? And so that was definitely a part of it. But it was just like when me and P started hanging with each other, it was already a familiarity because of our family link. Like our parents, like, you know, we wasn't friends at first. We were just like play cousins because our mothers was friends. You understand what I'm saying? So like, you know, every one of my homeboys' kids, I refer to when I'm speaking to my daughter as her family. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it was back then. You know what I'm saying? But you know, so yeah, we didn't really. Like his memories of, because I'm younger than he was, right? Like, well, I'm younger than he is. Mm. He has older memories of me than I have of him.
Okay, got you.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Got you.
Because it was ill because like I'm my mother's youngest, and you know he didn't live with his mother; he lived with his aunt. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But so I wasn't, you know, I didn't know to pay attention to what he was paying attention. You know what I'm saying? He was paying attention to me. Like I was close with his brother Stuck B, well, I wasn't close with him, but he was with his moms all the time.
Gotcha.
You know, so we was kids and we used to play, and I only say I wasn't close with Stuck because I used to beat him up all the time. He ain't gonna tell you that, you know what I'm saying? We used to chase. He was the little homie back then. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's what it was. Like my oldest memory of P was at his 11th birthday party, which would have made me 9.
Okay.
Like of me being in his presence and whatever, you know what I mean? Like that. Like he may have older memories of me, but it was his 11th birthday party when where I remember first meeting him.
Okay.
But by the time we linked up,
yeah.
You know, it was the fact that we just, like, I looked at us and I was like, we fit. I saw a fit. Like, his name was already Ruckus. He was a DSEP legend. So I heard stories about, you know what I'm saying, his craftsmanship. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His craftsmanship. And he had an impressive resume. And, you know, I was just like, I was always muscle. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got to my second high school, I landed in a homeroom with like 2 of his homies, not just his homies, but 2 niggas that was really, really, really running with him. Okay. Really running with Ruck. You know what I'm saying? So that was what led me to Ruck in a full capacity. You know what I'm saying? That was when, like, I didn't even know who Ruck was. I knew Sean. You understand what I'm saying? But I didn't know Sean. That was the play cousin nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't really, really have a relationship like that other than I knew that he was friend and not foe. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. But once that happened, when I landed in that school with those 2 dudes, the connection was with the everything started to happen from that point on.
Gotcha.
And when I finally linked up with him, it was like, nah, I know I want to fuck with son. Like, you know what I mean? I looked at the picture and I seen it. You know what I mean? I have that kind of foresight. I'm dope like that.
All right.
Yeah. So Rock. So the album as it exists now, was that already in process prior to Sean's passing? Like how much of the album as it was released today was what you started with, or was before, you know? Does that make sense? Okay, all right. So this is totally okay.
Maybe a few bars, you know, because of the way I write. Like, I got pages of bars stashed in my phone right now that aren't in songs yet. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Like I stash away bars, dope lines and shit like that. You know, maybe a piece of a verse or something like that. But only a little bit of that.
Gotcha.
Like literally only out of a whole album, I wouldn't say about 20 bars if you add them all up. No more than 20 bars added up straight from here and there from before P passed or on the album.
So what were you trying to set out and achieve with this record then, Rock, overall?
I mean, I was just pouring my heart out. It was just, and you know, not so much. I don't want to say that because that's over sensitizing it. It wasn't, the whole thing ain't all sensitive and emotional or whatever, but it was just, I wanted to show you Rockness after Price. Every version of my album that I've ever worked on that I was gonna put out, it was always some sort of me showing you me, like welcoming you to my world. The original solo album was supposed to be called Planet Rock. When we left Priority and we went to Geffen with DJ Lethal, the album was going to be called Rock Man Uncensored. You know what I mean? Then after all of that time, when all of that, the album was going to be whatever it was. We didn't have a name. We didn't know whatever. I came up with the title that I was working on, which is going to be which is the title of the next album. But that was the title that was supposed to be the first album. It's called The Man, The Myth, The Monster. All of these albums are nothing but me showing you where I am or who I am, because up until this point, you only knew parts of me, rolling with Heltah Skeltah and boot camp. You understand? You didn't get to know. You haven't gotten the full on Rockness Monster experience,
right,
so to speak. So that's what it was always going to be. It's literally that simple. It's a picture. It's the rock. It's the big rock show, and this episode is called AP. You know what I mean?
Right. Gotcha. So, so what's up with Digital Deja Vu, Rock? Is that your label, or is that your imprint, or what's the association there? Because that's new as well, right?
Yeah, that's new. It's fairly new. It's not mine. It's my man, but it's my man, and we partners on this project.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's what that is, and it's dope. Like, I mean, the emphasis on the digital, like they went hard on the digital. You know what I'm saying? When we put this album out, and
right.
I was, they paid real. They real. I don't know if I could say they millennial, because they're not that young, but they real millennial technology savvy.
Okay,
and,
got you.
It's been beneficial.
Yeah,
gotcha. So what surprised you the most about this record once it was done, Rock, or maybe there was something during you making the record? Like, what surprised you the most about this project?
I don't know. I'm a pretty calculated dude. I don't know. What surprised me most, honestly, what surprised me most about this record, and it's something simple, it's something trivial, is it's the reaction to the song Rumble for me.
Okay.
Like, it's in my opinion, it's a tricky song. Like I understand my fan base, and I understand my fans don't really know me. That's why my solo albums will always be different from Heltah Skeltah albums or boot camp albums, because it's the big rock experience, and you don't get that on those other projects. I say that saying, like, I say all that to say that my fans don't ever expect to hear about me in a strip club. Like, I've never been in a strip club, nigga. I've been in plenty strip clubs, nigga.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, but I understand, kinda, or I do my best to navigate the mindset of my fans. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes I don't care. Like when I'm writing something and it just needs to come out of me, pause, that just happens, and I don't care about whatever. But when I'm creating a project, that's just part of my thought process. I'm funny like that. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but whatever, right? So I'm knowing that's a tricky topic for Rockness Monster to rap about.
Right.
But it's what I wanted to rap about. You know what I mean? Like, and it was bugged because it was like my man Neff, Last American B-Boy. We was sitting in the studio and the beat was loaded up and playing, and I wasn't really sure what to do with the beat. And I was like, I could take this beat in mad different directions. You know what I'm saying? And he just mentioned, he mumbled under his breath on the way out. He was like, it's a strip club record. And and I don't know, it just clicked, right? And I just thought to and I literally flashed back to my last experience in the strip club up to that date. You know what I mean? And that was what came to me. Like, I was in the strip club, but I really didn't want to be in the strip club.
Okay.
I'm like, my fans will eat this shit up.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Right. So So I'm like, so that was the tricky, you know, it was tricky, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you like this or do you not like this? But so it was originally my favorite song on the album because I love when I do different shit. You know what I'm saying? I just love doing that. Like, but I don't get to do it as often because, you know, so it stands out to me and I like it. And I thought it was a creative masterpiece, right? With the chick saying the female parts and the me fake singing in the hook and the direction and all of that and the Kofi Black and all of that sounded it was great, right?
Yeah.
But then we had to change the beat because of sample clearance.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So now the song sounds different to me. Now I like it.
But it doesn't have that same effect.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like, it's like, cause the beat, like I said, originally, like that first beat could have went in many directions. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like that helped with my trickery. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
It wasn't like the obvious strip club beat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't that. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was tricky, but, you know, I felt like once the beat was changed, I felt like all of my trickery was exposed.
Okay. Yeah, it took something away from it. I got you.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
So I just was expecting the world to kill me on that song, and they didn't. And that's the biggest surprise.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's dope.
Rock, what time period do you prefer? As far as still being a recording artist, 2017 going into 2018, you prefer the initial days at Duck Down, and just totally speaking about it from an industry standpoint, you know, it was totally different back then versus the digital age now. Like, what's better for you? What do you prefer?
I mean, of course, I prefer the early age. Of course, I mean the '90s and all of that because it was better for me then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that kind of goes to you talking about being a calculated individual, and you know, we've already talked about your work ethic and things like that. So I would imagine those early days would be, you know, more up your alley.
Yeah, they were because it was more fun. I got to be a rapper. Mm-hmm. Now I'm doing mad jobs and only get paid for one of them. You understand what I'm saying?
You got to wear all the hats now. I got you.
Right. I mean, but, you know, and I knew I couldn't do that. So, which is the reason it took me all this time to put out an album. I could have been put out a solo album, but I take myself too seriously to just be dropping albums with no situation on SoundCloud.
Gotcha.
I'm not that nigga. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So I was going to either build the capital myself or I was going to find the capital to give my shit a fair shot. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was, simple and plain.
Yo, man, I remember being in a Duck Down office one time on a shopping mission up in New York. And I remember being in the Duck Down office, and it seemed like you and P had desk jobs at that mug. Like I distinctly remember that. Like Buck met us at the elevator, and I looked, you know, through the office a little bit, and I seen you sitting at a desk looking studious. That was just because we liked being there.
I never heard that story.
I remember P coming out of one of the offices with like a stack of paper or some shit, like mad energetic and shit. I was like, what the fuck?
We just like being there. We wasn't working. I mean, like we used to look. With Boot Camp Click, understand, Duck Down was ran by Buckshot. It was owned by Buckshot and Drew High.
Right.
And these is our friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like for real. So it's like our friends got a big ass office.
Man, a nice office too.
With staff and a pretty receptionist and
right.
And you know what I'm saying, and a foreign publicist and shit.
Yeah.
And all this shit. Like, Like, this shit was dope. Like, this we ain't nothing but a bunch of Brownsville boys. We like, yo, this shit is nice.
Hell yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah.
And we would have meetings up, like we would have meetings like every Monday where we would meet and just talk about the business and shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The whole boot camp would be there. Like, you had to be. It was mandatory. You had to be there. This was boot camp business. This wasn't duck down business, but yes, it was duck down business because who was duck down?
Yeah.
Buckshot.
Yeah.
And Drew High. And some members of boot camp may not consider Drew High boot camp, but he boot camp. God damn it!
Hell
boot camp gonna ride for him. He gonna ride for us.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Niggas want to book boot camp. They go looking for him, right?
Right.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just semantics, nigga. It's just semantics.
Gotcha.
So it's like, these is our homeboys, no matter what you call it.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, we got a big office in Lower Manhattan and on 18th Street. And why wouldn't we be up there? You know what I'm saying? It was out the hood. You know what I mean? We was learning stuff. It was always a pretty receptionist up there. Somebody was trying to get at failing though. You know what I'm saying? So it was just dope. So, but yeah, back then in that industry, I mean, back then in that time, I feel like the industry as a whole was better because, it was a lot of dollars being put into making this shit dope.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Labels had money. You know what I mean? It was I didn't know all of the workings and mechanics of it then, but I know you had shit like How Can I Be Down, where when you would or Jack the Rapper or the Gavin, you go to these conventions and all of your favorite rappers and all of your favorite R&B, like just everybody they all there. Y'all all in the same hotel room. Like in the same hotel. Like, it was the dopest experience ever for a young rapper. So, I vividly
remember Jack the Rapper.
I'm not saying that doesn't exist for rappers now. It probably does. You know what I mean? I mean, you have your what do you call it? A3Cs and South by Southwest and all of that. And I've been to some of those. It just don't seem as dope as back then.
Yeah, it's not the same. You
brought
up Jack the
no
Rapper.
No disrespect to nobody. That could be just because I'm an old head. You know what I'm saying? It could just be because I'm an old head.
Yeah, but I have vivid memories of Jack the Rapper. I remember me and my crew saying a prayer before we broke into the hotel, kicked 2 chairs out of a door that was like keeping the door closed, and we just bust in the middle of a seminar while it was going on. And we walked through and walked out. First person I see is Redman. I turn my head a little bit. I see Pete Rock.
Oh.
I do a 180 and Guru standing right behind me.
Oh, my Lord.
I look across the room and Heather Hunter is... She's got on this nice little leather jammy, and I'm just like, yo, we have made it. Queen Latifah slurped over with a half full bottle of vodka or some shit. Nikki D in the goddamn restaurant, Apache. Like, this shit was alive and up in your face. And right now, you talk about A3C and the South by Southwest, but I hear a lot of negative stories about that. I never heard anything bad about, the DJ Summit in Puerto Rico or How Can I Be Down or the Gavin or Jack the Rapper. It was just a
CMJ.
You know what I'm saying? CMJ was dope.
I mean, but who are you hearing? Who are you hearing the negative stuff from? Are you hearing it from young dudes? Or are you hearing it from people our age? Or whatever?
I'm hearing it from all parties involved. If it's a new artist, that's coming down here, for the first time for A3C, thinking it's going to be this, and it turns out to be that. That's going to bring all the negativity about. It's just totally different times right now. You know what I mean? And everybody's trying to find their way, but the thing that excites.
I keep it 100. I be trying to, I don't discriminate. I be trying to give it all a shot. I mean, I like what I like, but I'm not going to sit here and try to say that this ain't hip hop. A lot of people here in the North, they hate on the South. and they hate on, whatever they call the mumble rappers and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not here to judge them. I understand what it is to be young. I've been young before.
Right.
And I think, I don't remember which rapper it was that said it. It might have been, I don't remember who it was that said it, but it was like, when have older people ever understood what it was that the South was doing? You understand?
Yeah.
When have older people ever understood what the young folks was doing?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
And that's generational right there.
That has never been, I do have, on some levels, I do see some things that I feel that I do believe were better than it is now. Like, as far as we're having the labels, you have your ups and downs, but with the labels, you had a certain amount of structure. You know what I mean?
Structure
and granted,
being
they
the
was
key
ripping
word.
off all the.
Yeah,
they was ripping off the rappers and all of that, and that's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no substance. It ain't no positive side to that. They was ripping niggas off. Ain't no positive spin I could put on that, right? But the thing is this: when the label, like when the A&R, when an A&R or a label, when you were discovered by somebody and they brought you to a label and they was putting all of them dollars into you, you didn't get the basketball player treatment, you know what I'm saying, or football, where you get the security hotlines and all of that. No, you didn't get all of that. But you at least had somebody there to try to save you from yourself. You a dude from the street that don't know nothing about this world. And we hood. Somebody play with our money, we might want to punch him. Yeah. And, when you bring in the hood, when your whole squad is from, in today's era, when your whole team is niggas that came up with you, and all they do is move when you say move. If I say go, they gonna say go. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, they gonna go.
Yeah.
And there's nobody there to save me from myself.
Gotcha.
Now, if I'm a young rapper I'm a young dude, like when I came in the game, I told you I was a grumpy ass dude. If I came, we had Drew, and it was hell for Drew.
I believe
that was all we had.
Right.
That was Drew, and honestly, I feel like it wasn't enough because we managed to get ourselves in certain trouble that hurt us. That, you know what I mean, like that. Because he could only talk to us to a certain point. You got some rappers who, from our era, like, you never hear when you hear they behind the scenes story, you hear wild shit, but you never hear none of this shit never affected their career. Niggas had publicists, they had people advocating for them, people there to try to save them from themselves. And then they didn't have the internet either back then. We didn't have all that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of the dirt we did, we got away with. So it's a combination of things that make back then better than now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In my opinion. Also the drug epidemic now is ridiculous.
Oh my
you know
God.
What I mean? Like back then when crack came out, in the beginning, crack was cool to dudes. Like, I mean, not in my era, I was too young for that, but you hear certain rappers that are older than me, from a generation or two before me, where it was a song, we gonna crack it up, we gonna crack it up, you remember that song?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody made a song called "We Gonna Crack It Up."
Yeah, crack was the fly shit back then,
Right.
Until,
you understand what I'm saying?
It wasn't until people started stealing from mom and pops and
hip hop stepped up and blacked out on crack.
Yeah, and blacked out on crack. Yeah, because it was affecting everybody's family.
Hip hop was not
they
having,
weren't having that shit. Yeah. You're right.
Hip hop was not having that. Now, the drug of today, like, the average dude today is surprised that like, boy, they still sell crack. It ain't crack no more. It's all these other newest these
Xannies
pills
and perks
and all of this
cough
stuff,
syrup
and crack is supporting it. And not crack, is rap is supporting it. Like, rap is promoting it. Rap is, hip hop is, and I feel like that's negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a bad thing. You know what I mean? Because, what the fuck? Like, this can't be good. You know what I mean? I don't see how this could be good. Lean and all. Nah.
Nah.
So with that, you know, I mean, to each his own. But come on, B. You know what I mean? Come on.
Right.
It's a bit much. It's definitely a bit much. For sure.
I got to say, I never thought I would see that penetrate hip hop and rap in the way that it has, man.
Dude,
it's
you know
uncanny.
what? You know what's even wilder is the drugs from the 60s are making a comeback. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was watching. I was in the barbershop Thursday of last week. You know, earlier this week, and there was a story on there about microdosing of LSD in the workplace.
Oh yeah, man.
You seen that shit?
Yeah,
like,
man. Oh yeah.
LSD, really?
These niggas is trying to niggas is trying to outdo each other in drugs now.
Yeah, that's wild.
You know what I mean? It used to be, it's cars. It done went from cars, sneakers, jewelry, whatever, houses for the real ballers. These niggas is trying to outdo each other in drugs, B. Like, that's their thing.
Yeah. You're not as high as I am right now. I guarantee it. No, I'm higher than you. I'm higher than you, son.
Niggas don't know about no kryptonite. No. What, nigga? Like,
hell yeah, man.
Oh, I love it. Oh, my
new
God.
New drug, nigga, spark plug. Y'all niggas don't know about no spark plug, nigga. Like, what? Spark plug.
Flocker.
No, it's a real spark plug, nigga. You, all the oil from around the car, you smoke that.
You smoke that. Get high as a giraffe ass. Rock,
just high as a giraffe eyelash, nigga.
Yo, Rock, just to change the subject a little bit, going back to your label Deja Vu, and you was talking about they was kind of millennial tech savvy. What's your tech savvy look like these days? Do you have any of that, or you got people that handle that for you?
Nah, I mean, like, the thing is, I'm very Instagram and like Facebook and Twitter savvy, I guess. I wouldn't even say very savvy, but I know how to find your ass on there. You know what I mean? If you on there, I can find you. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I communicate well. You know, it's me on there running them. On my Facebook, I do have, like, you know, I got a personal Facebook and a music page. And on the music page, it's the, you know, it's teamwork making the dream work, because that shit is crazy over there. Okay. And I also have a website, Rockness.com, and that, you know, I got help with that too. Okay. But the Instagram is Rockness BCC. The Facebook is Rock of Heltah Skeltah, and the Twitter is _Rockness _.
Yeah.
And the YouTube is Monster Man Rocco, and that's all me too. I got to step my game up on that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't that savvy with my YouTube shit yet.
Rock, you going to make an appearance on Illa G's web series, man? Or have you already been on it?
No, I haven't been on it, man. I don't know. Illa G, I don't know why I cursed him out about it once. I'm like, yo, B, I done already cursed him out about it once. We'll see, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to put no pressure on him and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Rock, you're on a web series, aren't you?
Yeah, man, and it's coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, my web series is called Tips.
Okay.
Right, and it's real. It's raw. You know what I mean? It centers around the life of like pimps, hoes, and strippers, right? But all of the gangster shit that's involved in it. Because like you look at, like, we took a long hiatus and then The Deuce came out, right? And one day I called the director of Tips. I'm like, yo, son, The Deuce is Tips on steroids, right? Like, we can't even do Tips no more, right? But then I thought about it. I'm like, nah, the Tips. I'm like, The Deuce is classic 42nd Street, 70s, whatever time period era of, you know, pimping and hoeing.
That's what I was about to say. It's a time stamp on The Deuce. The Deuce is a series on HBO right now.
Yeah, Tips is now,
right?
And with the fuckery involved in it now, and this, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, the codes whatever code that they used to have in the Deuce era, all those codes get violated in the Tips era. You understand what I'm saying? So
hour by hour they violate those codes, I'm sure.
Right. So, that's so with that in mind, Tips will be back very soon. Like we literally, like, we got a couple of episodes that we didn't release. We just needed to put a little bit of shellac on them, shine them up a little bit.
Okay.
But Tips will be back.
Well, Rock,
search it. For anybody who ain't see it, you can look on YouTube. Just search Tips the series, and you'll find it.
Well, Rock, speaking of Tips and the subject matter that it entails, my next question to you is I think it's simple, but it might be a little bit more. It might take a little working to get through. To pimp or not to pimp? That is the question. You
say you think it's simple? The question.
Yeah, we got prep topics here about pimping involving you, and then it goes from one end of the spectrum to the next. Like, what is your involvement in that world, if any? If not, then so be it. But if there is some, I would like to know, because I come from where pimping was originated. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee, and I would just like to get your take on it from a East Coast cat. And I know pimping has got to be a totally different thing up in New York. Maybe not, but I just imagine that it would be.
I mean, like I said, in the Tips era, the code of this shit get violated every fucking day. Like from my vantage point, from where I seen it, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, like when we talked about the song Rumble for me, like I fucking love a strip club, you understand? And that's where I was exposed to it at, really.
Okay.
Like for real, like in the strip clubs. And, for a long time, I didn't respect it. Growing up, I didn't respect the whole thing, the whole concept of it, because I didn't understand it. And, it's just in my eyes, all I saw was some dude that, was beating up on chicks or whatever, and taking their money. This is from, this is a young rap from childhood to, late teenage years. This is what I looked at it as. I never respected no dude who your whole gangster resume only involved chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you a nigga who hand out ass whippings non-discriminately, women, men, old people, short people, tall people, fat people, slim people, then I ain't got no choice but to respect that. But if your entire gangster resume only involved women, then I just couldn't respect it, right?
Gotcha.
So that was my take on it back then, when I didn't understand it. But when I used to hang out in strip clubs a lot, I met people, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't just meet, like, I met pimps and I met like hoes. And, and I'm a very observant person. And I understand that a lot of times, like, some of these women need help, like, for real. And I don't know if that's where they should get the help from, but hey, it is what it is. When I looked at certain situations, and I don't know, I've seen way worse situations. Like, I've seen situations with madams and shit where to a Brownsville kid, like, without me being able to understand everything, because I can't say that I totally understand and I knew what was going on in other people's situations, but I believed I saw love there. Like, I believed I saw, I believed I saw way worse. I'm like, this ain't so bad. It looks like everybody is having fun. And if everybody is having fun, then God damn it. I mean, I know it ain't, no situation is always fun, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, if it looks like, if I'm looking at this situation like me being a rapper, Heltah Skeltah, like in between Nocturnal and Magnum Force days, or let's just say Magnum Force is out, right? I'm full-fledged rapper. I'm in a strip club. I got all my homeboys, or a few of my homeboys. So now it's rappers in the strip club. This is before Making It Rain. We was just niggas in the club with money. You understand what I'm saying? And we was rappers, and we looked halfway decent, and everybody was enjoying themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I made friends with some of these people. I partied with some of these people later. I went and smoked with some of these people later, and all of this, that, and the third. And like I said, long story short, didn't seem that bad. You know what I mean? It really didn't. As long as everybody is on the same accord, then yeah. But then I've also seen situations that was violent as fuck. And it's like, this ain't going to work out. And it never did.
Right.
Gotcha.
That's hell. Crazy. Hey, Rock, I got a question for you on the complete opposite end of that. I wanted to ask you about the production for the new record. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? Because I got to be totally honest, I'm not familiar with the folks that did most of this record. Well, Ford Tough and Pascal. I'm going to mess his last name up. Can you say his last name for me?
I cannot.
Okay.
Well, he kept it real with you, homie.
Okay, but what you worked with these guys in the past, or like what can you tell us about the production on the new LP?
It's all brand new.
Okay,
it's all brand new. This whole situation's all brand new. Everything about it is new. I mean, as far as like, I worked with Pascal as an engineer before. But and I worked with Neff up there, the last American B-boy, Phil Anastasia, Digital Deja Vu, Pascal, and Ford Tough. All of these people are connected through my man Neff, the last American B-boy.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it was just. Like, because that's my guy, and he just found me what I needed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
gotcha.
That was just it. He was like, "Let me take care of it. I got you," and
gotcha.
He did.
Okay, all right. Oh, so what? Did you have something to mix?
I'm good.
Oh, you good? Okay,
yeah.
All right. So what's up with Ron Browse though? Rock, you worked with him in the past.
I did see that.
That's Brooklyn, right?
No, he's
Ron's
from Harlem.
No, he's Harlem. That's right. As soon as I said that, I should have taken it back. You guys worked before? I mean, that's kind of from an earlier era.
Yeah, but Ron Browse is also in Tips.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he was. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in Tips. Ron is in Tips, and he's from Staten Island. No, he's not from Staten Island, but he's Neff's man. He's another dude, Neff. Another one of Neff's hookups.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yo, Rock, with all the features on here, was it tough getting the work done, or did everybody come through and make it as seamless as they possibly could?
Nah, it was pretty easy for me. I mean, I just because I recorded. Well, who was there? Method Man was there. I was in the room with Meth when he laid his verse.
Okay.
But every artist on the song, they got the song with my verse on it. Okay. Every artist on the album.
Okay. So gotcha. that cut down on some of it for sure. I'm sure it did.
All right, dope.
Cut down on some of what?
Just the waiting around and cats trying to go back and forth and email and text. Like, what's the vibe of the song? What's my motivation? Like, what do you want me to rap about? But if you provide them with the joint and your verse is already done, they pretty much got the layout right there. So I would imagine that would make it easier.
Right.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yo, I got one more question. I got a random for you.
Go with it.
So, Rock, I wanted to ask you about a picture that I saw on your Instagram account with you and Sean and Pun.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned something about Rock and the Ricans.
Woo.
What's the deal with that? What's the story behind that?
I mean, one day I was sitting up at Loud Records and Pun was there, and we was friendly. So, Pun was a great dude. Like, he was always approachable. He never gave you the, I don't have a lot of rap friends, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm a grump. Well, I was a grump. I'm not a grump no more, but I am a bit of an introvert.
Okay.
and you know, like Pun was just he had that welcome energy, and that's you know, that's not all Scorpios have that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times Scorpios. I just celebrated my birthday. I'm a Scorpio too.
I was just about to tell you, happy belated, brother. For real.
Thank you.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like dudes, I notice, like a lot of times under that sign, I don't know. A lot of people might not care or believe in any of that, but we have a lot of like a mysterious type of vibe. You really don't know whether to approach or not. You know what I mean? But Pun. He was just that all around cool dude. Like, you know, he was well rounded, no pun intended, and then again, no pun intended, right? But he you know. So anyway, long story. I'm rambling. Like I seen him one day, and we was just, I don't remember whatever else we talked about. I just was like, yo, man, me and Ruck want to do a song with you and Joe. He was like, yeah, let's do it. We call it Rock and the Ricans, and I just died laughing and. I think that was about the end of the conversation.
Say no more.
Damn, I would have liked to have heard that joint.
Hell yeah, rocking the Ricans.
Damn. Yo. You never got in the lab with Pun, Rock?
Nah. Never.
Damn. That's too
Closest
bad.
I got to it with Cuban Link. That's my boy right there.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, so that's out to Cuban Link.
Yeah, word. All right, Rock. Well, Meeks, if you don't have anything else, man, we've taken enough of this gentleman's time.
I'm good. We've covered so much.
There's so much in it. I mean, there's a trillion more questions we could obviously ask.
Yeah, but I think we good for right now.
You got more, you go ahead, but I ain't doing that. I'm chilling right now.
Well, yo, what's next up after this album, Rock? What you got on tap? You got more features popping. You got you going back in for another LP. What's the deal?
Yes, all of it.
Okay.
We got a tour getting ready to jump off next month. It's going to be on the West Coast though. Try to you know, I'm definitely open to do things up and down the East Coast. I mean, like I like Atlanta. I would love to come down there.
Okay.
And rap for y'all, but you know, gotta make it happen. Well, the next album we're about to start on it's looking like I'm gonna have. I don't know if I can even talk about this yet, but I'm doing a lot of my next like wave, like next thing I'm trying to get into is creating shows.
Okay.
You know what I mean, like for TV. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm definitely going to do more acting. Tips is, like I said, Tips is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I want to create shows to facilitate, you know, more of my acting and shit for other people too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just doing this. I don't want to be in all of the shows that I create, but some of them, you know, as the creator, I fit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, I'm really into doing that. And I have one coming down the pipeline. I'm about to start filming next month. It looks like, if all, you know, keeping our fingers crossed, if everything goes in my favor, then we should be starting this first one. I'm not the creator of this one, but I kind of am.
Okay.
Because it's all me. So that we start that next month. So be on the lookout for a lot of me. You know what I mean? A lot of it's the Big Rock Show.
That's
what's up. I mean?
Yeah, it is.
On all levels.
Your features game is pretty tough right now, Rock. You're all over the place, man. I see a couple joints a week with you on it now.
Hell yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what's up. But I mean, I that, you know, those essentially are just about the, you know, they about the business. You know, I gotta
sure.
eat,
Yeah.
I would like to start doing features with, you know what I'm saying, with, I don't know, with no disrespect to nobody else, but I would like to start doing features with bigger artists, you know, artists that I'm fans of. A lot of the artists that I do songs with no, like I said, with no disrespect to them, are artists that I've never even heard of, you know what I'm saying? But they fans of me, and And I appreciate every bit of it because that's what paid my bills. That's what been paying my bills all these years.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
When it ain't no, you know what I'm saying? When it ain't no album out and all of that, and it ain't no shows coming. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Rock, what's your ultimate feature? Who you dying to do a feature with?
Oh man, I don't know. I got a list.
Yeah.
Got a long list of dudes, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never did it. I've never did a song with the Locks. I'd love to do a song with any Locksman. You know what I mean? With DMX, with Eminem, with I mean, you know what I mean? So many dudes like Ludacris, T.I.
Got you.
Dudes that can rap, Jeezy, like, you know, like. You got some dudes, like, say, like, you take a dude like a Luda, right, who's all lyrical, and he like, his shit is all lyrical, animation, personality, and just pure dopeness and flavor, right? Mm-hmm. You don't get that, and you don't not necessarily get that street element from Luda that you might get from T.I. or Jeezy, right? But I can, you know, like, there's a side of me that is that as well, where, you know, where you won't, you know, it's all personality, creativity, animation, and bars. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Right.
I can leave where I leave the streets out of it. It's just dazzling you with colorful, dope shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I can me and somebody like a Ludacris can do that,
and it would make sense. I got you.
And it would make sense, you know what I'm saying? Whereas I could do a song with somebody like Jeezy, and that shit is all the way in the streets, and I live there too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Got you.
So, yeah, the list goes on and on. Like, all of the greats from my era, I would love to work with them.
Okay.
Because I haven't. You know what I mean?
Right. All right, well, hopefully we'll see that in 2018, maybe.
Yeah, make that shit pop.
Absolutely.
Rock, for real. We'll be right here for all that shit.
Absolutely.
Man.
No
Hell
doubt.
Yeah.
All right. So Rock, what do you want to leave the people with last, man? Any parting words?
Just get that Rock A.P, man. Rockness A.P. is, you know, it's my first outing. You know, you get to, you know, if you never got a Heltah Skeltah album or all of that, so what? Get this. You know what I mean? This will let you know who I am. It'll let you know how I handle adversity. It'll let you know that I'm a smooth nigga. I'm a cool nigga. Don't play with me. Give me space. And above all, I got bars. That's why, like, you know, the acronym Rockness A.P. also is rap, nigga, because it's all about rap.
Damn sure is.
It's all about rap for me. You understand what I'm saying? Hip-hop is what makes the rapper special is, well, what made the rapper special, why we're special, and like with R&B or singers, it's all about their voice. You know what I mean? Like, that's why nobody minds if a singer has a ghostwriter. It's no big reveal or conspiracy, because it's all about your voice. You know, you can have a writer, it doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck who write for you. You can't sing like Mariah. You understand what I'm saying? That's what makes her dope. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson and every great, same thing, right? With hip-hop, it ain't that. It's about saying dope shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And for that matter, that's the only knock I have on the rappers of today. Well, not all of them. It's just the ones who ain't saying dope shit. They ain't even trying to. Right. Those are the only ones I have a knock on. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people where I'm from don't like the Migos. I don't listen to the Migos, but I don't have a problem with them, because when I do hear them, I do at least hear them trying to say dope shit.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
I think Meeks disagrees.
I
didn't say that.
I was a bit taken back by that.
I'm not saying that it's. I'm not saying that it's on par with the shit that the lyrical shit that we be doing or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying like they be trying to say dope shit. You know what I mean?
It's not your typical. I get you. It's not your typical ignorance. They are trying. Yeah,
I'm with that, Rock. I'm with that. It's not 21 Savage.
Right.
It's
not ugly guy.
Actually. Right, I heard a lot less from 21 Savage, but I've heard enough to agree with what you're saying.
Okay, there you go. Well, Rock. Let's make one thing clear. Most of 21 Savage that I have heard is via my 12-year-old son, who, quote unquote, keeps me up to date. Right. So let's just be clear.
Right. But I think, but I'm telling you, like, when, because a lot of shit I don't listen to, but, when they play it on the radio every day, then you do listen. At some point it creeps into your psyche.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when they go, cooking up coke in the crock pot. We came from nothing to something, nigga. I don't trust nobody with the trigger. Like, it's work put into that flow a little bit. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, so I like, like I can see like they're trying to be dope. Whether I think it's dope or not, they care about its dopeness.
Rock, is Cardi B a good look for New York and the Bronx in general?
Oh, there's a good one. That's a great one.
Yeah, why not? I think I don't see why not. I mean, like, I'm not going to judge her. I don't hate her raps. Like, as an MC, and this is the thing, you got a lot of non-MCs that judge MCs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like as the MC, we are the authority on this shit. You know what I mean? Like, for real. And
say that again.
And a lot of DJ, like the DJs and the producers and y'all, like the breakdance and the graffiti, all of the elements of hip hop is, I appreciate them, and it's not to take nothing away from us. Nothing away from any. Like, I used to break dance, I used to fucking beatbox, I did graffiti and all that shit, right? I just couldn't DJ. But, sometimes it's a little bit of infighting in hip hop where people feel like the rapper gets too much praise and they don't understand why, because the rapper needs a DJ and so on and so on and so on. And I do get that. But whenever hip hop gets attacked, it's the rapper. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the rapper. It's us. Like, don't nobody attack the producer, the DJ, none of that. They attack the rapper.
That's very true.
You know what I mean?
Very true.
We have to speak for us. We are the ones who put our hip hop culture into words for the world to understand. Nobody else was able to do that. You understand what I'm saying? So,
yes.
So we are the authority. And if you listen and when you speak to somebody like me or a lot of rap or a lot of the rappers from our era, like, these are intelligent dudes. They mature, they smart, and they will tell you something similar to what I'm saying. Some of them don't like none of it, and I can't take nothing away from none of them. But a lot of times you will hear them say something like let the little niggas do what they do, or
I seen that.
Or I like A Boogie with the hoodie. I heard a lot of OGs say positive things about him or whatever, this, that, and the third. Or Cardi B, they'd be like, yo, now she doing her thing. Like, you see them saluting her because they proud of her. Like, just because she not saying what I would say, like, if everybody said what I was saying, then what the fuck make me special?
Got you.
You understand what I'm saying? She putting work into them bars, and I see it, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
And that's real talk.
That's what's up.
All right,
That's
word.
What's up.
All right, so Rock, where can people go and spend some money on what it is you do? Let's leave it with that.
The album is on Amazon. The album is on iTunes. It's on Tidal. It's on Spotify. If you go on Spotify, search the album, not my name, because my life is a mess on Spotify. It's too many misspellings of my name on there. So, it'll ruin your life. Search the album Rockness A.P. You know what I mean? What else? You can go there. I've also got stuff on my Bandcamp, like shirts and my mixtapes and all of that. That's there. My Bandcamp is rocknessbcc.bandcamp.com, and that's you can that there's a link to that on my website as well. So
okay.
I am Rockness, so that'll simplify all of that. So yeah, spend some money, do that. I need it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not baller rap. My shit is econo rap. Spend some bread.
Right.
Beautiful.
That's right.
All right.
Dope,
man. Well, Rock, thank you, man.
We appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, long-time fans here.
Big time.
Both of us are 40 plus, man. So we were jonesing when LaFleur dropped and
oh my God,
The Shining dropped and fucking Nocturnal dropped and all that shit, man. So it's real talk. It's a real honor to speak with you tonight.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man.
Beautiful.
Real talk.
You come down to the A, man. Give us a holler, all right?
We got you.
Yeah, let me bring the Monster Nation down there.
Yeah, man. Yo, and real quick, peace to Damien for setting this joint up.
Absolutely. I was just about to say that.
Absolutely. Shout out Dame. Shout out to my manager, James Agar. You know what I'm saying? A lot of, he just joined the team, making my life a lot easier.
That's what's up.
Word.
Dame come through him, and
okay.
That's where the Dame book up come from and all that. So yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
No.
All right, man. Well, thank you, Rock. Enjoy your evening. Rockness A.P. is out now.
Get it.
Yeah.
All right, my man.
Peace.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Have a good one.
You too,
all right,
man.
be good, man. Thank you, Rock.
Peace.
All right.
All right, Meeks.
Yeah.
There you go, brother.
Yeah, man. I want to tell you the new fucking Skype is pretty goddamn jazzy.
It is some fancy shit, isn't it?
I mean, y'all heard a little glimpse of it just now when we got off the phone with Rock, but when he called in, we was over here jamming. I thought Bruno Mars was finna walk in this motherfucker.
Rihanna.
My ears are bleeding.
Oh my God.
Good one, homie.
Wow, man. Rock from Heltah Skeltah, man. Yo, you heard his voice when it popped on the phone?
You couldn't.
Yo, what'd he say?
You're not going to imposter Rock. There are no Rockness imposters.
Yo, I went, hello, and he went, what up? And I was like, oh, that's Rock.
That's Rock, baby.
And then he started laughing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's definitely Rock.
It's definitely Rock. Yeah, man. It's the Rock.
It's the Rock. Oh, Lord. All right. Southern Vanguard Radio.
Yeah, man.
Act like you know. It's a Smithsonian great. Look, listen, real quick. I can't tell you how much dope shit is in this interview right here. And I also can't tell you how much dope shit is in the interview before.
Man.
And look, the Mighty VIC interview. Look.
ID.
Look.
Loot.
Come on, man. Smithsonian grade. Every week. Twice a week, Meeks.
And I can't tell you how much shit I'm about to pop on this mix show.
This 141, boy.
141 is a shit popping episode. You get through with this interview, you might want to go back and check it out, man. Because I got some choice words for you funky motherfuckers.
No doubt.
Southern Vanguard Radio, southernvanguard.com. We are the guard. Let's get it.
We out. Peace.